Well, sustaining it was a problem. The first year of Cheers, if you watch the first 4 or 5 episodes, you'll see we were all still sort of experimenting a little bit with just what the show was going to be. There's an episode that's kind of like Barney Miller, where a lot of different colorful people come into the bar and interact with our people. We figured, well, is that going to be the show, or is it just going to be the ensemble? But the one thing that seemed to click was Sam and Diane. And early on, Jim Burrows, who directed all of the episodes, came up to the office and said, that's your money. Sam and Diane is your money. And even if you're doing a show that's not involving Sam and Diane, at least have some run, do some lip service to the Sam and Diane relationship. And that did prove to be the key to the series. But I will say this, because you talk about the on again, off again. The very end of season 1 is when there's the famous scene where they kiss, episode written by the Charles brothers. And David and I were standing on the stage that night, and when they kissed, the audience just went bananas, absolutely bananas, through the roof. And I remember turning to you and saying, we've peaked. You know, there is nothing that we can do with these characters that will ever elicit that kind of response. Sleeping together, getting married, whatever, it's never going to be at the level of this particular moment. And so I think, although there were some wonderful episodes for the next 4 seasons, I think it was still kind of winding around and kind of up and down and introducing Frasier and just looking for ways to keep that thing going. But I thought was kind of running out of steam. And I remember when we came back and would write episodes in the 4th and 5th season, we tended to want to write Carla episodes and other things because Sam and Diane, we felt, was kind of, you know, like I said, running out of steam. But boy, were they great. And was she great. She was unbelievable. When, you know, you talk about having to walk a thin line. I mean, there is a character that could so easily be abrasive and you just hate her. And to be true to that character and true to all of the pomposity and still have her lovable and still have her so funny. I thought that Shelley Long's portrayal of Diane was absolutely remarkable. And
yeah, I don't never thought she got the credit that she deserved.
Yeah.
Both awards in the awards thing, which are, you know, those are what they are, but just in terms of the conversation of television comedy over the years, I think it's one of the really great standout performances of either gender, but hers, just one of the great physical comedians, and a character that was completely wonderfully always real and authentic, and I'm just always in awe of her abilities. A scene I'm very proud of that we wrote was in a episode where Diane's friend comes and she's attracted to Sam, but Diane thinks it's wrong, and eventually they end up kind of fooling her into thinking that they're together at the end. And it was just a lot of fun to write because they were mad at each other and yet trying to pretend that they liked each other. And those were the kind of things that you could do with Sam and Diane that were incredible fun.
Yeah, I just wrote a play that is basically a couple. It's a 2-character play called A or B. And as I'm writing it, it's like, oh, this is a lot of Sam and Diane. They're very different characters, but the idea of being able to have that banter and two characters that are always trying to be in the power position.
Right.
It's just so rich, and I had such a good time writing it. And I just thought back to, my days with Sam and Diane, how much I missed them.